Space Invaders, the first video game ever receiving an award. In this video, we will explore all the video games that won the Arkie Awards. Arkie Awards won the first magazines who started recognizing video games as a success not only in arcades but consoles and computers too. 1979. First, we have the Space Invaders, made by Taito in 1978. This game was one of the most successful games during the golden age of arcade games and was at the time period one of the best-selling games. The premise of the game is very simple. You have 3 lives. With your laser cannon you need to shoot all aliens invaders, and at the same time you need to avoid beams of the aliens. You have destroyable shields protecting you during a certain time, and you can let the aliens reach the bottom of the screen, and then do your best to reach your high score. It is a pretty fun game, simply easy to learn, and well deserved his GOTY for this time. 1980. In 1980, Asteroids, made by Atari in 1979, was the game that won an arcade category. This game was a big success too. He overtook the prior GOTY, Space Invaders. In this game, you control a spaceship and you have to shoot all the asteroids and enemy flying saucers who can shoot back at you. You can rotate to the left or right. You also can boost forward. This game was pretty good and addictive, also very easy to get the hang of it. Now, in the same year, they also gave to the consoles a separated award, and that game was Superman, made also by Atari in 1979. This game was also well praised by the critics, and you can go wrong with the most famous hero of all time. In this game you play as Clark Kent and Superman. In the time of game, Clark Kent needs to go to the Daily Planet, but Lex Luthor destroyed the bridge, so you need to go back to the cabin, change to Superman, and fly around the various areas looking for the scattered piece of the bridge, while also avoiding the kryptonite satellites who strip Superman's powers. If you get it, Lois appears instantly and you need to kiss her to recover your powers. Put the minions of Lex Luthor and him in jail, gather the piece of the bridge and bring them back where it was destroyed, fix the bridge, then return to the cabin phone, change to Clark Kent, and go to Daily Planet, and the game is over. The goal is beating the game fast as possible. Now, this game I didn't like at first, it was confusing, but to be honest, I watched a tutorial to understand what to do and turned out to be a great game for this time. If I have to choose between Asteroids and Superman, I will choose Asteroids. 1981. Pac-Man, made by Namco in 1980, probably the most popular game arcade of all time. This game won the arcade version of the award and also won in the next year the VSD Awards, showing the longevity and success of the game. Even when I was a kid, without playing, I knew about Pac-Man. This pop culture fandom is pretty simple to play. You are Pac-Man, and the objective of the game is to hit all the dots, avoiding the ghosts changing you in the process. You have big dots that for a short time you can hit the ghosts to bail you out of a difficult situation. If they touch you and you lose all your lives, then it's game over. Pac-Man is super fun and challenging, and without a doubt won the game of the year. Now, in the console version of the award, Asteroids won. The console version don't differ too much from the arcade version that we already talked about. In this version, they added more colors, and for winning back-to-back shows how great the game it was. In this year, we had the computer version of the award, won by Star Raiders, made by Atari in 1980. This game, you're in a space war, and you need to control the spaceship and kill enemies' spaceships while avoiding asteroids or destroying them. Now, the version that I play, I don't think it was complete because I didn't see the enemy ships, but I seen some footage of other people playing and it was pretty good game. Between these 3 in this year, I choose Pac-Man. Was the most fun between those. 1982. Tron, won the arcade version of the world, made by Bally Midway in 1982. This game was also a success. Also, with the popularity of the movie released in same year from what this game is based on. Tron have 4 minigames. First one, light games. This mode is like in a way similar to the game Snake, that you need to make enemies' bikes destroy by trapping their movement. The 1-0 tower. In this mini mode, you need to enter the circle with a time limit set. You can avoid or shoot spiders look-alike creatures. The MCP cone. In this mini mode, you need to destroy the regenerating shield fast and enter the cone. In the last one, in the battle tanks, you control a tank and you need to destroy the enemy tanks. When you beat all the mini games with limited lives, you get to the next level and get harder as you progress. I enjoyed this game and it was pretty awesome. Now in 82 we had also the standalone section of the award won by Galaxian, made by Namco in 1979. It's a pretty similar game to the Space Invaders because it was a response by Namco due to the success of Space Invaders. In this game, you need to shoot the aliens attack you by flying at you and shoot you at the same time. A great game following established formula. In the console section of the award, Demon Attack won in the same year. Created by Rob Fulop and Imagic in 1982, this game is similar to the previous one we talked about, and the reason is that it was modeled after Galaxian. About the game, you need to shoot demons and avoid the projectiles until you lose your lives. Also, the demons start splitting after the first wave, and enemies also fly at you like in Galaxian. The game is good, like I said before, following a successful formula you can't fail. Last, in the computer section award, we have Devi Midnight Magic, created by David Snyder in Brønderbund in 1982. This game was based on a pinball table. If you don't know about pinball, you launch a steel ball into a slant cabinet using flipper buttons to keep it in play. You need to hit targets, bumpers, ramps, and other obstacles to score points, and try to reach the high score before losing the ball. Any version of pinball always will be good, to be honest. I grew up playing the Windows version 3D pinball and it was amazing. With that being said, it's hard to fail with pinball. From these 4 games, I have to go with pinball. 1983. Pole Position won the arcade version of the award. Made by Namco in 1982, this is a Formula racing game that was a super successful, staying relevant for 4 years straight, only showing how good it was at the time. In this game, you need to complete first the race trial and qualify to the Fuji F1 race. You can go forward, brake, go left and right, and you can shift your gears also, high and low. To qualify, you need to finish the race in a time limit and avoid crashing. This game is pretty fun. If you enjoy F1 games or race games in general, it's a great game for you. Q*bert won the standalone version of the award of this year. This game was also a success, selling a lot of arcades back in the days, and this current distinct design is iconic till present days. The premise of the game, you need to color all the cubes in the pyramid, jumping on them, while also avoiding the enemies. Following this, it's outside of the pyramid that you can jump to escape from enemies, going back to the top of the pyramid where you start. I really like this game. It's pretty fun when you start to get the hang of it. Now, in the console version of the award, we have 2 games, Miss Pac-Man under 16K and Ladybug over 16K. The 16K means the space or the memory of the game, in this case 16,384 kilobytes. Let's start with Miss Pac-Man. Made by GCC in 1982, Miss Pac-Man is a sequel to Pac-Man. Because of its success, the major difference from the first game, Pac-Man, is more mazes. So, if you like Pac-Man, you probably like also Miss Pac-Man. Now, Ladybug, made by Universal in 1981, this game is also pretty similar to Pac-Man. The major difference that you have gates that You can halter to block or escape enemies' insects. This game was recognized for its originality within the maze game genre by Electronic Games. Both games are similar and they're pretty good following the success of Pac-Man. Load Run won the computer version of the award. Made by Doug Smith and Brenda Bunn in 1983, this game was a puzzle platform that consists you running from the guards, steal the gold, and go to the next level, climbing the stairs. When you hit the threshold of the gold, you can also dig to get some gold locations or trap enemy guards. It was a pretty good game and pretty challenging the more you advance. From the year 1983, Load Running was the one I like and enjoy more. 1984, Star Wars, made by Atari in 1983, won arcade version of the award with the same name of the movie. This game was pretty successful, selling a lot of cabinets. This game only explored the assault part of the film to the Death Star. You controlled the X-Wing fighter, destroying enemies or surviving for a time period 3 phases. Each 3 phases you complete, the game gets harder. I didn't play a lot since the control wasn't working properly, but it's a good game for Star Wars fans. Saxon, made by Sega in 1981, won the standalone version of the award. This game was a big hit back in the days. In this game, you need to control a spaceship that goes on the constant speed. You can go up, down, left and right, and shoot enemies. I enjoyed this game too. It was pretty fun. To wrap it up, in the Arkie Awards, in the console version, we had Space Shuttle, and in the computer version, we had Ultima 3 Exodus, both released in 1983. These games are the only ones I didn't play like that because the controls was harder to get. Talking about them, Space Shuttle is a space flight simulator in a first-person view. The player controls the most critical flight phases: launch, stabilizing orbit, docking, the orbit burn, re-entry and landing. A pretty hard game to get into, even creative setting. Ultima 3 Exodus is an RPG that you can create a party of 4, customize it, name, classes and much more. The goal game is to go to the dungeons and beat enemy monsters until you beat the final boss, Exodus. I wasn't able to play it, so I don't know too much about these 2 games. Still related to arcades, I think it will fit the topic of this video, NBA Jam. This game won in another award show, the VSD Awards in 1993. NBA Jam was released in the same year. Made by Midway, was a cool arcade game that you can play 2v2 basketball games, choosing teams from the NBA at a time. You can dunk, shoot, defend and block. This game was pretty successful, selling a lot arcade later, being ported to consoles and selling a lot of copy tools. Most of these games were very successful in commercial sales and popularity in Japan and North America, and they were a part of the golden age of arcade video games. So guys, these games that I play are probably different than the arcade versions. Some of the controls was wacky and didn't work properly. In most old arcades you need to read the instructions, also to understand the games. I searched about it, and in the real arcades have special effects, you play on joysticks, and it is probably a best and different experience and feelings playing on the arcades. So, if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. When we hit 1 million, I'm remaking this video better with the original arcades and video games that we talk about. If I made any mistakes, feel free to write in the comments. English is in my main language, so tell me how I did it. Thanks for watching and I see you in the next one.